Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Alice. I love to talk about money, and today we are doing the April money reset. So basically in this video, I'm gonna go through March, show you guys everything that we saved, spent, invested, all the crazy stuff that kind of happened. This March was a little bit wild. I'm not gonna lie. And then April's also gonna be a little bit crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys what happened in March, and then we're gonna set up my budget for April. And along the way, I'm gonna sprinkle in money feels, a little bit of money psychology, and money tips and tricks. So if you are new here, I'd love it if you subscribe so you can check out all the money content that I have to offer. I love sharing finances and everything. Now, a little bit of background about me. I'm 24. I graduate in 1 month from college, and after I graduate, my income will basically double, kind of, a little bit, not quite. There's more nuance than that, but we're gonna be getting a lot more money once I graduate. And then I'm married. My husband and I have 1000% combined finances. Obviously, we have our own 401ks through our company, but other than that, his money's my money's his money. And we bought a house a couple years ago. What else is important? Oh, we don't have any kids, so we don't have any dependents. We do have 2 cats, but they're extremely cheap. That is, I feel like, the things that are pertinent to our money background. All right, let's get into what happened in March. Okay, we're currently on the March budget spreadsheet. Now, this isn't entirely done because the month does have a couple more days left, but it's pretty much done. So I'm gonna walk you guys through everything that happened in March. Now, this budget spreadsheet was only 97 cents from Etsy, and I'll try to link it down below. I know a lot of you guys have asked for that because I love budgeting and I love cute budget spreadsheets, but I just don't know if I was quite ready to spend $30 on a budget spreadsheet, if that makes sense. I wanted to try it out. $1 for a budget spreadsheet's amazing. So this one does have its limitations, but I really do like it. So let's get into what happened in March. Okay, so let's go to income. These tables and everything are great. I just don't really look at them that often. I kind of just stick down here. So with the income, my husband got, super exciting, my husband got a raise. So that's a couple $100 more a month that he gets from that. And I also love when he gets a raise because his 401k is matched percentage wise. So if he makes more money, they put more money into his 401k, which I absolutely love. So that's a double whammy, is that we're getting more money a month and they're putting more money into his 401k. He also got a bonus this month, which was super awesome. So it was definitely a good money month for him income wise. On the other hand, so if you guys look right here at 723 or 726, that's how much I make if I work 60 hours a week minus healthcare and 401k contributions. So this is post-tax, post-everything. And that means that I was only able to work 60 hours in a pay period. So I'm currently in school right now. I work 30 hours a week and I don't get paid bi-weekly. I get paid twice a month, which means that sometimes the first half of the month and the second half of the month, there are a different amount of days in the pay period. So also, so sorry it's dark, you guys. It's so gross and gloomy outside. It's rainy. It's actually kind of nice because it doesn't always do that here. I'm from Oregon, so I am so scared of the rain because I just had 20 years of it for 9 months out of the year. But anyways, so that means that I was only able to work 60 hours a week, and then it was a low pay period day wise, like however many days were in the pay period, it was low. It was only 10 when normally it can be like 11 or 12 on a good one. So that's fine. We do not rely on my income super heavily, if that makes sense. It's not like I have to work 40 hours a week or else we can't make it. We plan on 60 hours a week, and then if there's more, that's great. Okay, and then we expected $147 for my birthday money. We were expected to put that cash into our checking account, but I basically decided I wanted to keep that for my husband's birthday so that I can throw him a good birthday party. I'm super excited for that. So I'm just keeping that not in the bank account just to make sure that we don't spend it on something else. Oh, this is so exciting. So on the unexpected is we got $2,000, and I got an award from school for good grades. I got $2,000, and I was like, oh, I wonder what this is for. I thought it was for getting a master's degree at the same college, but it's not. I can just use it for my discretion. It's just a super awesome award. That was really unexpected. When I got the email, I literally emailed back. I said, is this a scam? Because I work in financial tech. All we get is scam emails all day asking for information. So I was like, no way. And then the money hit my bank account and I was like, no, this is real. That's crazy. Huge blessing. Did not see that coming. And then we wanted to take $1,000 out of savings for travel, but we have not been, okay. So then we took $800 out, and that $800 ended up going towards, we took that money out of our emergency fund. So yeah, this was crazy. This was the first time we've ever taken money out of our emergency fund in the 2 years that we've had it, or I think we've been in our house for 1.5 years now. So We've had our emergency fund for a year and a half, and this is the first time we've taken money out of it. And taking money out of your emergency fund definitely brings the money feels for sure. It put me into quite of a tizzy when we took it out because afterwards I felt confused as to how much money I could spend of our regular budget. Okay, if you guys have taken money out of your emergency fund, please let me know what you would have done in my situation. I felt because we took money out of our emergency fund, $800 out of $13,300, I felt because we took that money out of our emergency fund that I had to cut back my spending on every other part of the budget. We allotted some money to fun and miscellaneous expenses, and I felt once we took that money out of our emergency fund, I was no longer allowed to spend the other money in our budget because of taking money out of the emergency fund. So if you've experienced that before, what would you do? Do you cut back drastically when you take out even a little bit of money out of your emergency fund? Or do you still allow yourself to spend the money that you planned on spending even though you took money out of your emergency fund? So let me know because that was definitely a new money experience for me that I had to kind of navigate psychologically. How do I do this? Because then afterwards we wanted to spend money that we had allotted to ourselves, but I felt like we couldn't. So I don't know. What would you guys have done in my situation? Okay, but we were supposed to take this $1,000 out of savings, out of our travel fund to pay for excursions, but we just haven't been booking them. We've been really busy and everything. And I also feel so overwhelmed with planning a trip. It's my first trip that I've ever planned before. We're going to Italy for 3 weeks, so it's kind of a lot. But yes, I should get on that. We should do that. We should do that today. Okay, then let's go over to bills. The bills were really normal except for our car insurance was $207, and that happened because we got a new car. New to us. Not even new to us. It was my in-laws' car, and we just bought it from them. So it was our car insurance was $100 a month, and then we got this new car and it stayed $100. So then retroactively it took the money away from this month. So $207, but next month it'll only be $148. Okay, life insurance is $179. So I get a lot of questions about life insurance on my YouTube channel because we don't have kids, but life insurance is the type of thing where if you don't ever need it and you live to 98 years old and you're totally fine, it was the biggest waste of money. But if you need it, you need it. And it is like life or death, literally, you need it so bad. And also half of this is actually disability insurance. Disability insurance, or so I've heard, is more expensive for women because they tend to use it. We are just basically hedging our bets against if one of us got sick or if our family members got sick and it impacted the price or our ability to get life insurance. We just got it now when everyone's healthy so that if anything happens within the next, decades, that we're totally good. Moving on to our mortgage. So we bought a house a year and a half ago or a couple years ago. Then we moved in a year and a half and we bought it for $450,000 at a 7.5% interest rate with a 2-1 buy down. So currently our rate is 6.5%, which looks like $2,950.95. It did recently go up $25 just because I think of property taxes, but I can't be quite sure. And that's the frustrating thing is that I forgot. I didn't realize that when you moved in, they're always like, oh, then your monthly expenses don't go up, but they do. Okay, groceries. This is currently, so we allot $400 a month to groceries and we spent $292.67 as of right now. We are gonna go grocery shopping maybe tonight or on Monday, and that technically still is in March, but that doesn't really bother me that much because I just feel like, well, that food is basically all gonna be eaten in April. I don't really care what month we put that under. But yeah, so we still have $100 left of groceries that we will, oh, hi Jess. So we still have some money left over from that we'll probably spend tonight or Monday. I don't know. Grocery shopping is not fun at all, you guys. Tithing and donations, we budgeted, we just paid 10%, so $765.91 because my husband, that was a little bit more than we thought it would be because my husband made more this month, which is so exciting. Gas, we budget $200 and we almost usually never get close to it at all, but it was $197 this month. We did get a second car and it definitely is quite the gas guzzler for sure. It's not like a gas guzzler, but compared to our Honda Accord, it's not as great. So pet care was $20 because we bought them, I think, litter. And then our unexpected and our miscellaneous. This is where things get crazy, you guys. So we took our car to go get my husband took the car to Les Schwab to get the tires rotated. I don't really know anything about cars, obviously. So he went to go get the tires rotated and Les Schwab was like, you're gonna need to fix your lower arm controls and your brakes are at 2 millimeters, whatever that means. So they were like, you need to get these changed and everything. For the lower arm controls was like $1,100 and the brakes was $600. So it was total $1,700, which did all go down in my what I spend in a week video that you guys can check out here. I love making those videos so much. But yeah, that happened. So that really blew our budget out of the water. And that's another money psychology, money feels moment, is that when one thing blows your budget out of the water, literally destroys it, cremates it, like it is dead, that $1,700 that did that to us. After something like that happens, it's so hard to be like, we can't go out to eat tonight because like we don't have the budget for it and are eating out. It's like, well, we already blew our budget. That's another money psychology thing that I came across, and I was like, I don't know how to feel about that. It's really hard to have that like intense black and white. You're not spending any more money than you have if something like that already happens, especially at the beginning of the month, and you're like, well, what do we do now? So that happened. We usually budget $350 a month for unexpected, and this was $1,700. And then it looks like we spent so we spent $2,000 total. Let's look at what that was. So the other stuff in the unexpected was $151 for vehicle registration and getting like the plates and everything. And then the second part was my husband had to spend $120 getting his graduation robe, cap, and tassel. So, okay, moving on. Then we wanted to pay $1,500 towards the car, but we didn't because we had our $1,700 experience, if you will. So basically, this is kind of the confusing part. So, okay, in order to pay that $1,700 towards Les Schwab, towards fixing the Honda, we took $750 from the car payment. We took $800 from our emergency fund, and then we took the $200 that we would have put towards our emergency fund this month towards the car. So that should, I'm not going to do the math, but that should equal about $1,700. So that's where we got all the money from that. And instead of paying a small car payment to his parents, we just decided to hold off and keep that money till next month, and we're gonna pay them like a huge payment towards the car. So yeah, if you guys are new here, we have a Chevy Traverse that we're paying off. We were able to buy it for $10,000 at 84,000 miles with no crashes and no problems. When I never thought I would be someone who has a car payment. I come from a strictly Dave Ramsey household. My parents aren't like that anymore, but obviously 2008 does stuff to you. So we always had paid off cars. They literally had to get towed from my house when we were younger because they were just so old. We would drive them until they were dead, literally dead. And then let's go to guilt-free spending. So if you guys do buy this, I changed this. It used to say debt, but I changed to guilt-free spending because I realized that my husband and I were not spending our guilt-free spending like we should. We just said, put it all in a lump sum, guilt-free spending. But we found that if we specify in our budget what we're going to spend our guilt-free spending money on, it makes us more excited to budget every month. So we decided to change that a little bit. Let me show you. I hate that it doesn't can't fit. So we wanted to spend $1,000 on travel, spent $52, whoops. For golf, my husband was able to go and spend $35.85 on golf. I love that he goes and plays golf. Anyways, and then it was splurge. We budgeted $70 and we spent $86. So not bad. And then sunglasses, if you watch my last money video, I was like, oh, we need to buy sunglasses for my husband because that's really fun. But then I was like, no. No, like when are we gonna have the time to go to the store to buy sunglasses? We're so busy right now. And then let's go to saving and investing. So again, tricked you guys. So because my husband made $200 extra this month that we did not expect, we actually were able to put $100 towards the emergency fund last night or this morning. We're like, let's just move $100 towards, oh my gosh, the girls are fighting right now. Yeah, we were able to transfer $100 into our emergency fund, which is super exciting. We put $300 towards our Roth IRA. Now this is just automated. It just comes out. We don't do anything about it, which I absolutely love this. My husband set this up. He has been investing way longer than me. He was so good at it. He's the one who honestly introduced me to personal finance by explaining what 401ks were. And I was like, oh, that sounds so good. And then it really got me into it. And I love personal finance so much, but yeah. And then for Connor's birthday's coming up, we're going to put $50. We did transfer $50 this morning again for his birthday, which is so exciting. I love saving up for birthdays. It just gets me really excited and then I can plan it. I love birthdays so much. They're so important to me. Okay, so that is what happened in March. And yeah, that was kind of a lot to unpack. A lot happened in March. A lot of money feels, a lot of new money experiences for me. Oh, are you guys grumpy now because you had a little fight? That's okay. You're sisters. You'll always come back together. But yeah, March was such a good month for us money-wise, like getting money, getting raises and everything, but also crazy stuff happened. Anyways, I've just been really in my money feels recently, I guess. But anyways, I keep saying the word anyways. Let's get into setting up the budget for April. Hi, cute girl. Okay, I just had to take a tiny break because I talked for 20 straight minutes into the camera, but now we are going to go and set up our budget for April. So normally, if you guys are new here and you haven't seen any of my other money resets, I usually go through like a blank budget spreadsheet and I set it up for you guys. We do it kind of together so you can see my process, but this month we actually had to set it up beforehand because it is going to be another really complicated money month, if that makes sense. It's not cut and dry, money coming in, money coming out. It's like money coming over from the last month, money going all these different places. So yeah, it's not as straightforward as it normally is. So I just wanted to not have this video be 1,000 years long because of trying to figure out what is going to happen with our money. Okay, yeah, let's go to April. Okay, guys, now we're on the April budget spreadsheet and I'm going to kind of walk you guys through what we assume is going to happen. I'm going to show you guys my method a little bit. Obviously the numbers are already there, but I'm going to show you guys kind of how I go about it just to make sure that everything works out and budgeting is a good experience, because honestly, half the battle with money is making it a good experience to face the numbers. It can be really stressful, especially if you are not making as much money as you want to, or you have unexpected expenses. So yes, let's get into April and how that is going to play out. So first of all, I always change the date. So we budget from the 3rd to the 3rd because the Amex comes out on the 3rd and we want to be able to pay everything at the end of our pay period and not at the beginning of the pay period, because then like I don't want the money to have to roll over every single month. So also, yes, we do use credit cards. I love the idea of not using credit cards, but credit cards really do work for us right now. So we pay it off the moment that it is due. Just right when the statement comes out, we just pay it off. We use the Apple Card and the Amex card. So we do the 3rd from the 3rd, and then we were able to get our buffer back up to $1,000 because we had some extra money from my husband's raise that we were not anticipating. So we like to have that $1,000 in our budget because it just helps us have so much more peace of mind. I feel like that $1,000 is not even our money. Like if we take anything from it when we use our debit card, we automatically refill it. Like it never is going to be something that's like, oh, we have $1,000 in our bank account. Like let's go buy patio furniture. Let's buy a new outfit. It's like, no, this is our money that is just there so that we can have peace of mind, and that if money comes out, we never have to have an overdraft fee. And I could foresee it being higher someday when we have more assets or we have kids and things get a little bit more hectic. But as of right now, $1,000 is more than enough for us. So with our income, we are expecting Connor to continue to get he gets paid the same amount every time. And since he got his raise, it'll be $26.42. And then I have more paydays in my pay period this next month. So I rounded down a little bit. It should be around like $8.25, but I just wanted to make sure if I couldn't get one of the hours in or something that I could round down a little bit. So $800. That's another tip that I have when it comes to income. When you're budgeting your income on your budget, is to be conservative if you don't get paid the exact same amount every single time. For example, my husband got that bonus last month of $900. Bonuses are hard because you never know how much they're actually going to be. Your company is like, oh, we'll give you a $2,000 bonus, but it's not going to be $2,000. It's going to be like $1,300 or $1,500, and you just don't know. So when he got his bonus at work, which I can't remember how much it was, but we were like, oh, let's be conservative and do $900. It ended up being $920. And so we were basically on the money, but we just wanted to be conservative for that. And then $2,000 of miscellaneous and unexpected. So this is actually going to be our tax return. We recently did our taxes and we should be getting over $2,000 back just by a little bit. But again, we're just going to be conservative and say $2,000. For savings, this time we're actually going to take $1,000 out of our savings and buy excursions for the trip. We go on our trip in a couple months and I'm super excited, but we need to get on planning that. I think that's what my husband's doing right now. So fingers crossed that we actually spend that money. And how I treat sinking funds is the moment we save $1,000 for our sinking fund, it's basically already spent on the thing that we want to spend it on. So I kind of feel like this money is floating in, not purgatory, that's not a good way of putting it, but this money is just kind of like floating around. It's not just free money for us, but it's not just money that we had like given to us. It's money that we saved that we're spending on travel. So that's really exciting. Rollover, I usually don't have this line item in the budget. We don't usually have rollover. So technically speaking, this $1,000 is rollover every single month, but I actually recoded this budget spreadsheet to make sure that it doesn't include that $1,000, because I never want to think that $1,000 is ours to spend. But we did roll over the $2,000 award money that we got, and then $750 that we didn't put towards our car, because we're going to put that towards the car this month, and I just didn't know how to really show that on the budget. It's not technically income, it's just rollover, but it is money in our bank account. Going on to bills, they should be pretty normal this month. Our car insurance is going back down, so it's $148, and that's how much it's going to be until it like slowly lowers over time as we don't get tickets or anything. But yeah, everything else is really average. We pay the same amount every month for internet, water and trash, life insurance, and car insurance. So yeah, that should be pretty good. Moving on to more to our expenses. So our expenses are a big percentage of our take-home pay, and part of me feels that that is because we got into a house, and when you first into a house, it can be really tricky. That's another thing with listening to millionaire financial gurus, is that they'll be like, your housing has to be, you know, a small percentage of your take-home pay. And while I believe that is definitely the best way to go when you're in your first house, that's not always the case. We put 10% down, so we tried our absolute hardest, but in the end, it is still a lot of our take-home pay, and eventually we'll both graduate in a month and be making more money. So yeah. Okay, so our mortgage, yes, is the same. Our groceries are the same. I honestly feel like groceries someday, I could see us like creeping up our grocery bill to be like $450 or $500. Lifestyle creep has such a bad like negative connotation, and I don't even know what I'm trying to say right now. But I feel like it is so hard to be super, super exact and cutthroat with yourself when it comes to budgeting. If you don't have the fear of God in you because you're not making that much money, we are slowly making more and more money. And so it's just so hard to be like $400 or die. It's kind of starting to creep up a little bit, or we're starting to buy like nicer food or try like more fun meals. So I wouldn't be surprised if we raise that in the near future, but we'll see. As of right now, $400 definitely works for us. Tithing and donations should be around $1,088. Gas, we have $200. As of right now, I think that is good. But if we continuously get really close to $200, I wouldn't be mad at putting $250, because I feel like it's really good to be conservative with the things like gas and groceries and income, because I would never want us to be like, we can't go to Sunday dinner, or we can't drive to our friend's house because we don't have gas in our car, because we can't afford to pay for gas because that's not in the budget. So I really like to be generous when it comes to those kind of things. So if we keep getting close to 200 like we did last month, then I'm just gonna up our gas budget. Okay, pet care should be $0, but if we do end up needing to buy them food or anything, that can just come out of the miscellaneous or unexpected, because our cat's food is only $25 a bag, I think. Okay, our car payment. Yeah, this month we want to put $2,000 towards our car payment. So that's $750 from last month, $750 from this month. So that's $1,500. And then $500 from the award money going towards the car payment. And then car maintenance. So we're getting our tax return and we're deciding to fix our car. We need to get a bumper, a wheel well, an underskirt, and the little tube that connects the windshield wiper fluid, because we've just been pouring water bottles on our windshield because we do not have access to the windshield wiper fluid. Because a few years ago, my husband hit like a little bit of snow and it ripped off the bumper. Thank goodness it didn't crunch and it ruined anything in the car. It just kind of ripped some of the stuff off. So we decided that we're just going to go for it. I hate having stress about cars and if they're functioning properly and if we need to go get it fixed. And if we drive it for 2 more miles, it's going to completely break it. So I love to have peace of mind with car, and I'm definitely willing to spend money to make sure that our cars are running really smoothly. At some point, you're like, how much money you're going to put into this little Honda Accord? But on the other hand, we got it for free for my parents, and it could go another 150 miles. So I'm not 150,000 miles, 150 miles. It could go so much longer, and I'm just not willing to buy an expensive car if we have a great, reliable car that we just need to put money into. Because in the end, you'll either always need to be buying cars faster because you never want to upkeep them, or you're going to have to buy the next car and then later you're going to have to upkeep that too. So we are just going to maintain the Honda because I love it so much, and it's a really reliable car, and it's not that expensive to fix. The parts are really cheap because there's literally millions of Honda Accords out there. Let's go to our saving and investing. So this month, and we were going to put more money towards the car payment. We're going to do $2,500 this month. But instead of doing that, we decided to put $500 towards the emergency fund because we just feel like it's important to always be putting money towards that. And it's important to be replenishing it because you never know when you're going to need it for like a really big thing. So we took $800 out and we're going to put $500 back. So we're almost basically to where we were before, which kind of shows me like there's no need to freak out about an emergency fund. Part of me was like, if we took up money out of the emergency fund, $800 that month, then we're gonna have to take $800 out every single month, and like we're never gonna have an emergency fund again. That is my money scarcity talking. But as I get older, I realize I'll go through a month where yes, we need to take $800 out of the emergency fund, but we haven't done that any other month. And like, say we do need to do it again this month, that's totally fine. The odds of us needing to take out $800 of our emergency fund every single month for the rest of our life is super unrealistic. So I'm just trying to like calm myself down and not freak out about that kind of stuff. And it's honestly going really well. If you guys haven't checked out my what I spend in a week video that I made last, I started the video by just saying I'm gonna calm down about money, and saying that really changed the game for me. I think I just needed to give myself permission to calm down and to not like be super hyper control over our money. So we're gonna put $500 towards the emergency fund. $300 will come out for the Roth IRA. I'm gonna put another $50 towards Connor's birthday, and then we're gonna do $250 towards our yard because we want to get soil for the garden and buy some trees. So yeah, that'll be really fun. Okay, so here is our guilt-free spending. The guilt-free spending is quite high this month. Without travel, which is sinking funds, we are going to spend $875 on guilt-free spending. So I'm really grateful for my husband that he was able to kind of like balance me out and mellow me out a little bit. Before, like when we first met and before we met and everything, I was really intense about money, like hoarding it and just always having the fear about money that there's never going to be enough. But this time when we got the award money, instead of putting all of it towards the car, which I was like, oh, we could put all of it towards the car, towards paying it off. But instead he was like, you should take some of that money and buy yourself some clothes, because I'm going to need clothes because I'm going to start going into the office when I graduate. I'm going to spend $400 on clothes this month, which is super exciting, but also kind of disheartening because that's like 4 or 5 items of clothes. I'm super excited about my little business casual clothes and be super cute girl in the office. So for golf, we're budgeting $100. The odds of my husband actually spending $100 on golf is extremely slim, just because we're so freaking busy, you guys, with school. We're gonna have finals soon. Projects are gonna ramp up. We're gonna have to have so many things done. My parents are coming into town. Like, he can only really golf on Friday or Saturday, and honestly, a lot of those days get busy, and if the weather's ever bad. So I put $100 just in case, because that would be really fun, but if it doesn't happen, that's fine. Eating out, $75. Now, we don't have a super high eating out budget because number one, we don't have time to leave. It's honestly sometimes just easier to make dinner for 30 minutes at our house and then eat it instead of go out somewhere and get foods. And then splurge is $300. Now, normally splurge is not $300. Splurges are like miscellaneous fun money category, where we want to have unstructured miscellaneous fun. We just want to be able to pay for stuff that comes up that we want to do with our friends. It is normally $100, but this month it's $200 extra because we are going to spend $200 on the garden boxes. So we're really excited for that. So it's basically $100, then $200 with garden boxes. And then with travel, we're going to spend the $1,000 on excursions. So that is what is happening. Let's check out real quick the goal tracker. So we saved $10,000 for Italy, which is really exciting. And then $800 for a car before then we changed it to debt because we bought it. We were going to save the entire year of 2025 and buy a car like at the beginning of 2026. But then we had an offer we could not refuse, a car, a compact or an SUV for $10,000. We're like, yes, definitely, we'll take that. I need to take the money out of the emergency fund. So then our emergency fund goes down to, $12,300. I don't know if I did the math on that correctly then after that. I think I thought it was $13,300. But so right now it's $12,300 and we'll add $500 more to that. And then let's go down to debt. So our car has $1,500 towards it right now, and we're going to put another $2,000, so that'll be $3,500, which is amazing. I think we're doing super good with that. Okay, you guys, that is what happened in March and how we are going to budget for April. I'm so grateful. Oh my gosh, look how cute she is on there. Thank you guys so much for joining me today as we talked about money feels and money psychology while setting up our budget for April. I hope you guys have a great rest of your month, and I'm honestly so excited for the spring. I hope that you guys are able to use money to find meaning in your life, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.